They don't give a damn about you if they keep breaking the same promise over and over again. They keep coming back to you saying, I'm sorry. They're doing things that are destructive. They're doing things that they know that are upsetting you, things that are hurting your relationship and hurting the family. Yet they keep breaking the same promise over and over again. They don't care. When they do it 3, 4, 5, 6 times, it means they could care less how you feel about it. And what do you do about that? The biggest problem is simply a wife will say, if you come home drunk again, then I'm going to leave. Okay. Pretty big threat. However, they come home drunk and nothing happens. The husband will say, I'm sorry I did this. And the wife says, well, if you do it one more time, well, he comes in the second time. Nothing happens. Comes in the third time. Nothing happens. And it doesn't matter how angry they get. The more that they let it slide, then the other person's going to be going, well, I can just do whatever I want because nothing's going to happen. Yeah, she'll get mad at me. She'll get pissed off at me, but she'll forgive me. Everything will be okay. And it's not okay. The problem is you're not making good on whatever promises that you're making. They're breaking their promises to you and you're promising consequences, but you're both breaking them. And the only way that you're going to attempt to even end this cycle is when they break their promise is for you to make good on yours. Pretty simple, right? Now, this might sound old fashioned, but I see it with people and their kids all the time. Little Johnny breaks something and the mom says, if you do it again, I'm going to take this away from you. Well, he does it again. Nothing gets taken away. There's no consequences. And then things just get worse and worse from there. Little Johnny becomes more emboldened because he knows that mom's not going to do anything. Mom's just running her mouth. She's just laying threats to me. I can do whatever I want. And you wonder why so many people are having problems with their kids is just simply because they don't make good on the consequences that they make for their actions. Now, if you take someone who drinks a lot, which is what I talk about, alcoholics, drug addicts, people who are just laying all kinds of destruction on their families, well, they're going to have some remorse about it. They're going to feel bad about some things. Most of them will. But after a while, everything just becomes numb. They become like the little kid. They become more emboldened the more that they think that, well, everything is just going to be all right. And the problem is everything's all right until it isn't. And if you don't make your feelings known or start making good on the consequences that you're throwing out there, it's not only emboldening them, it's hurting you because you're building up this pressure. Yeah, you can give them the silent treatment. You cannot say anything. You cannot pack up and leave, but you're just letting it just eat you and eat you and eat you inside. Well, that only lasts so long because you fill up this bottle of water, you put enough pressure on it. Some metal bottle's pretty strong, but you put enough pressure on it, it's going to explode. And you're going to explode far faster than this bottle will. And when there's an explosion, that's when things get ugly. When the real trauma comes is when you explode. You can't suppress your feelings. You have to call people out on their crap as soon as it happens. You cannot let things slide because the more that you let things slide, the more slippery the slope for them is going to be because there's no consequences to it. I live in a really nice gated neighborhood and they got this resort type pool with water slides. I take my grandson over there one day and he's sliding down the water slide and he's going down head first. And the lifeguard walks up to him and says, hey, you need to go feet first. Well, grandson gets up there and he looks around, doesn't see the guy, goes in head first again, goes around, he looks around, does it again. And finally, the lifeguard sees him and tells him that if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, he's going to throw him out. Well, guess what? He did it again. Did the guy throw him out? No, of course not. And so what did that do for my grandson? It made him even more and more emboldened. Now, did I say anything? Nah, I didn't see where he was doing anything wrong, but I also wanted to see how much attention that he would pay to this lifeguard, and if the lifeguard was going to enforce any of the consequences. And he didn't. And it just made my grandson more and more emboldened. Now, imagine that being a drunk who's coming in the house. You're dreading the moment that you hear the door open. You're dreading the moment. I can remember when I was a kid dreading hearing my father's pickup truck pull up in the driveway because I had no idea what kind of mood he was going to be in. I didn't know if he was going to be happy, if he was going to be sad, if he was going to be mean. We just had no clue. So we always flinched when that happened. That's why I wrote the book, Flinch No More, because you constantly had to live in this reactive state. We were like a bunch of cats around a bunch of rocking chairs. We just had to watch our step everywhere we go. We had to watch our tail wherever it went because it was going to get pinched or it was going to get kicked. It's a really rough ass way to live. And my mother would lay down these threats that she would pack up and leave. And sure enough, she did one time. She packed us all up. We went to her parents' house, and I think we were there for one night, and my dad calls crying, please come back. Please come back. I'll never drink again. I'll never do it again. So guess what? We all pack up. We all go home, and my dad never missed a beat. He just still kept drinking, and things just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it wasn't up until my dad got a really bad health scare from a doctor when he was in his when he just completely just quit cold turkey. I don't know what the doctor said to him, but the doctor scared the shit out of him. And after leaving the doctor, he just quit. He never picked up and drank again. And then after that, he actually became a pretty good guy. And I miss him now. But boy, I wouldn't have missed him if I would have lost him back then. No way. There were plenty of times that he would go off on a trip, and I would just hope and pray that I'd never see him again. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that a terrible way to be? But that is what the destruction of alcoholism can do. Turns your own kids against you, turns your whole family against you, and you're sitting there as the drunk, blaming them for every problem that you have. I can't tell you how many times he would just beat my ass for nothing and tell me that I was the reason why he was drinking, that I was the reason why he was doing the things that he was doing. And I wasn't. But when you start, and it doesn't even have to be someone who's a drunk. If your wife is constantly doing something that really bothers you, that really triggers you, and you make it known that it's bothering you, and you ask them not to do it again, and they apologize, and they'll say they'll never do it again, and then they do it again. And then you remind them, maybe that's okay. But the third or fourth time, when that pattern gets repeated, then do they really care? I don't think they do. It means that there's a lack of respect. There may not be a lack of love. I'm not saying that they don't love you, but there's a lack of respect there. If there are things that annoy my wife, I really go out of my way not to do them. There are things that my wife does that annoy the hell out of me, and every now and then she'll do them, but she'll catch herself, or I'll call her out on it and say, hey, would you stop? And she does it. And I know she doesn't mean it, but when people intentionally break promises, when they intentionally do things that they know are going to upset you and they know it's going to trigger you, yet they keep doing it anyway. If they tell you that they love you, if they're doing this, they tell you that they love you, yet they're doing all these abusive things to you. Do you really believe them? After a while, you're there and you're just mainly just stuck because of fear. When I first started talking about living with drunks, living with alcoholics, and go into my YouTube and you can find a whole video that I did about that. I never thought that this was as big a problem now as it is. I never would have thought it until I started having these discussions with people. I never would have thought that things would be as bad as they are. And I would have always thought that the biggest reason why people didn't leave was for economic reasons, because of the money. And there is some truth to that, but it's not nearly as true as I ever would have imagined. The biggest reason why these people don't leave, the reason why they stay stuck and they stay miserable in these lives that they have with these abusive people, is because of the beliefs that have literally been tattooed into their brains. They're not good enough. They're stupid. No one else is going to love you. All this ridiculous stuff. And they don't leave because they have become a prisoner of the beliefs that these drunks have driven into their heads. And it's the saddest thing in the world that they are living their lives, oftentimes the best years of their lives, because a lot of these people are in their 30s and 40s. They don't do anything and they allow themselves to become prisoners simply because of the beliefs of someone who still pisses in the bed, who can't control what they do, and someone who is inflicting so much pain on other people, yet they're too chicken shit to face their own. So if you're in a relationship with anyone, it could even be a business relationship, if they keep breaking the same promise to you over and over and over again, and you decide to sever that relationship, good for you. And don't even think about taking them back. Business, marriage, otherwise. Never take them back on another promise. You make them show you that they're going through the pain, that they're going through the work, that they're doing the things to actually fix themselves, to make themselves better. Outside of that, if you take them on more promises, I'm sorry, but you're just going to get more of the same. If you have experienced this, and many of you have, the self-doubt, the negative self-worth, all that stuff, check out my website, flinchnomore.com. I have a book. It is one of the most complete guides I think I've ever seen. And I'm bragging on my own book. We have sold thousands of them, and I get positive feedback on this book day after day after day about what a difference that it has truly made in the lives of a lot of people. It's flinchnomore.com. The link is in the description. Get it. It's only $17. There's a 60-day guarantee with it. And if you don't like it, just let me know. I'll give you money back and you get to keep the book. So what a deal. I have not had to refund one single person since we've been doing this. It's not something that I'm really doing for money because I have plenty of other things to do with other businesses, but this is something that's near and dear to my heart. I want to try to do my part in making the world a better place for people, a better place for our kids, because our kids really are our future. If you need help with it, get the book. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I try to respond to every comment that I get. Just let me know what's going on. And if you can follow me on Instagram, it's The Real Jeff Wright on Instagram. If you have a question, shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, and I will try to respond to it as best I can. Please, if you're going through this, do something. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one's going to stand up for you. It's all on you. I can give you the tools to do it, but I can't do it for you. I can give you the tools to help you get past this. It's just like a gym membership. A gym membership is great, but it only works if you do. Peace.